One of my favorite stories was when Leonid Brown, who's now one of our senior faculty members, came to the university. I think it was around 2000, so I was a first-year graduate student. And Leonid had his interview the following day, so like, you know, any intelligent person, he wanted to investigate, make sure he knew where the rooms were and everything else. And so he popped down into the basement of the McNaughton building, and he said he was quite shocked to find 4 rather large individuals wearing rollerblades, full hockey equipment, playing ball hockey in the hallway. I think that there's probably still a lack of light shades in the basement from high sticks that I can take probably some responsibility for, at least one of them. Hi, my name is Chris Schultz-Nielsen. I am the Lab Development Specialist and a Senior Lab Instructor for the Department of Physics at the University of Guelph. Basically, for my position, I'm responsible for teaching the senior labs, so I teach the second year course, third year course, fourth year course. So there's lots of hours a week of teaching students how to run experiments. I'm also responsible for developing new experiments. That's the part of the development specialist. And so creating experiments, writing lab outlines, things like that. In addition, my job also entails working with the outreach teams. I'm responsible for recruitment for the department, so I have to work a lot with our student volunteer teams to try to recruit students. Every year you get a different group, so it's a new challenge. And so you're trying to figure out how they respond to different situations. So what drives them, what motivates them. So the way I teach a student who's maybe really keen on theoretical physics is going to be very different than how I teach a student who's really keen on, let's say, more applied things like chemical physics or biological and medical physics. So what brought me to Guelph Physics was I did my undergraduate degree at the University of Guelph. So I started in 1995. So I was a student here from Guelph from 1995 to 1999. I then did a master's degree from 1999 to 2002. And then I sort of, along the way, I had lots of chances to work as a teaching assistant. And I had always sort of had the dream of becoming a teacher. That was my goal when I came to university. I was going to be a high school physics teacher. And I got the chance to work as a TA as a fourth-year undergraduate student. And it was awesome. It was really awesome working with university students, and that sort of made me think, hey, maybe I could teach at the university level. So the students that I sort of most enjoy working with are the students who I think wrestle with their confidence, who don't think that physics is for them. Sometimes there's nothing you can do about that. Like, they've just decided that they want to move in a different direction. That's cool, right? Like, you should do what you want to do. But I think there's times where, you know, a student is maybe just they're second guessing their competency, and those are the students I really enjoy working with, because if you can somehow unlock that sort of confidence, they are often the students who just do amazingly well when they get up to third, fourth year level. When they go into grad school, they can be some of our best students. And I think sometimes in physics we have a problem that we focus on the holy trinity of assignment, midterm, final. And that trinity is very, very preferential to students who are strong with their mathematical skills or strong at analyzing things, but it maybe doesn't reward the students who are stronger in communication or stronger in lab skills. And I think we have to find a way to do better with that. I think the story that I often give people for this, why Guelph means so much to me, was that when I was a third-year undergraduate student, my father died. So the summer between my third and my fourth year, and I was working in the department that summer, you know, and losing a parent is always a traumatizing thing. And I remember coming in that week, and everybody was just so nice. The one that always stood out for me, which is weird, was we had the chair of the physics department at the time was a guy named Robin Allerhead. And Robin was an older professor. He was nearing the end of his career. He was close to retirement. I hadn't had him yet in any of my courses. I'd never met him. And he made a point of sending me this really touching email that I was just shocked, right? Like, how would a professor who I've never had, who I've never been taught by, have taken the time out of their day to write me this really long personal email? And that sort of made me realize, okay, Guelph is actually kind of like a family. Like, people really do look out for you here. And I thought that was cool. I came from a small town. My town had 2,000 people. So coming to university was a bit of a daunting thing for me. I mean, I think that's one of the big differences with Guelph Physics, is that everybody in the department all the students are on a first name basis with our professors, right? There's no professor in the department who insists on being Dr. Poisson, Dr. Dutcher. It's John, it's Eric, it's Elizabeth. and you get to know them, and that's, I think, unique. I don't think that that happens at every university in Canada. I certainly don't think it happens at larger universities, but it sort of contributes to that sense of home, that sense of family that you get in a smaller department, and I think we have that. So.